and welcome to the RotoWire DFS show. It is the quarterfinals of the 2022 World Cup. We're talking the first set of matches on Friday, December 9th. I'm Adam Zdroik, joined by Ryan Belongia. Ryan, last time we talked, we talked about Ronaldo. He ended up not starting. Saw that Goncalo Ramos was in your cash lineup, so I figure you had a pretty successful day.
Yeah, I did okay. I ended up playing Ramos in the 555 and had a chance to win that, but still did well. Finished second in the King of the Pitch again. So, I mean, it was painful to be honest. That was a fourth, second in King of the Pitch. Also have a third and no wins. So, I don't know. Yeah, that's still the goal. But yeah, it was a good day. It was a good day.
Honestly, just looking back at that slate, it was kind of crazy to see the percentages of Goncalo Ramos because you'd think that Ronaldo would have been over 50% in tournaments and cash games, and then he's not starting. Ramos is taking his spot, but Ramos was, barely used in cash games. I saw percentages 15%, maybe 20% in tournaments. Like he wasn't that popular, even though he started as the central striker for Portugal. So just one of those weird
Yeah.
things where people just didn't feel comfortable, I guess, with it. I don't know.
Well, yeah, I think and I don't think he was a good cash player or anything. Like, and I think he was 10% in the main slate, and he was 16% in the 555. But I'm not gonna say that like I was all over Ramos. I really just did it because it allowed me to make my lineup better in both cash and in GBP, and I thought he would be less popular, just not that much. I mean, I did want to play João Felix. That was my intention. But actually, on the lineup that I had made, it didn't have any salary left, so I really couldn't play Felix without doing something else. So I just ended up switching to Ramos, and got a little lucky that he got the hat trick. But anyways,
Yeah, it worked out.
yeah.
So this slate we have. So was that last slate we talked about Brazil? No, Brazil was Monday. So we got Brazil as a favorite against Croatia. That is the early match, and then the more exciting one, I don't know, maybe. Argentina are slightly favored against the Netherlands. So we got Brazil 2.06 implied goal total, Argentina 1.32. So it's going to be heavy Brazil rostership and just looking at these games here. Uh, so my thoughts are Brazil probably going to be as usual. They're going to be on the front foot in this one. Croatia went 120 minutes. It's going to be hard for them to go one on one with this Brazil team after given the age of a lot of their guys on their team. You can see that in the odds. And this other one, Netherlands, we saw they played against the United States and throughout times in group stages. They like to play a lot off the counter. And Argentina, it's almost like from what we've seen from Argentina, I don't know if this is a good comparison, but it's almost like Argentina you can compare to like a USA, except they also have Messi and world class strikers. Argentina almost like a Spain, but less possession, but they also have Messi. So you're going to see in this match, Argentina are going to have majority of the ball probably, and Netherlands are going to sit back like they did against the United States and then try work on the counter. So we saw what happened in that USA match. Some of the USA guys had good floors, but they also lost that game. So, what are your thoughts on the match after I went through a little bit of just some random stuff for him here?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with how you broke it down. Um, I don't have too much to add. Yeah, I think Argentina will dominate possession, have more chances, but maybe not necessarily better chances. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Netherlands on the counter attack. That's how they like to play. They've been scoring goals. Argentina's defense should be better than the U.S. defense. But yeah, I mean, I think so for cash games at least, you're gonna want Messi, even though I don't know. I don't think it's an argument. I know Brazil have a two total and a bunch of expensive forwards, and Argentina's only 1.3, but you can't fade Messi. I mean, so I think it's just him, and then as much Brazil as you can fit, right? I mean, there's no real priorities after that. Brazil were amazing against Korea. Everybody's gonna remember that. Uh, yeah, they should dominate Croatia here. I don't know. It seems like a pretty straightforward slate, you know.
Yeah, so Neymar, Messi, plug them in at forward, and then do the rest. Correct?
Yeah, so I guess I mean there's going to be a few decisions. Like there's who are you going to punt? I mean, there's not like many obvious punts, and then I guess another decision could be Rafinha or Vinny Jr. Maybe a decision for some people.
Yeah, I put together an early lineup which didn't have a punt, but it also didn't have another one of those high-end Brazil pieces, which probably won't be as popular. Just like you said, you got the implied total. Their performance is fresh in everyone's minds, whereas Argentina have kind of slogged through uh, everything a little bit. So yeah, Rafinha 8,600. Whereas I guess Vinny Jr. is
I
midfield
mean, who
only.
did you play in that lineup? Did you play Modric?
The one I was just mentioning.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like a rough thing with you got a bunch of 5K midfielders.
Yeah, like I'm just thinking because yeah, I mean, yeah, we'll get into it, but I mean, there's
Now,
no really
no,
cash plays on the Netherlands. I mean, maybe Rodrigo de Paul in Argentina, but I don't know what else.
yeah, him. I mean, I did this really quickly, so maybe I shouldn't have referenced
Right,
it.
right.
But I think if you do something like that, like you don't need a punt. Whereas if you do plug in another Rafinha, Vinny Jr.,
You need like two punts almost.
you're gonna need you're gonna need something probably a cheaper goalkeeper as well, because
Yeah.
Neymar and Messi are both above 10K. But just at forward here, if for some reason, I guess Neymar, what do you think the percentages will be in cash games? Neymar 90%, Messi 80%. If you don't want to look at them, do you dinky on down to Bruno Petkovic at 4,400?
Oh, I mean, yeah, I don't know why in the world you would ever do that. All the values at forward, so I can't really see anybody going down to Petkovic. Yeah, it just makes no sense, right?
No, there's really
Neymar
no
should be
reason.
100% owned.
Yeah.
Like, especially being in the early game, I'd be surprised if Neymar wasn't 100% owned.
Yeah, it's
Maybe not, I
very
guess. I don't know. No, he won't be 100 because he's 11-1, I guess. If Messi was more expensive, then maybe.
I'd say Rafinha, there may be like a Neymar Rafinha together in cash games, just because you're getting all of Brazil's set pieces. Sure, you're fading Messi, but this is their toughest matchup yet, and I mean he's what almost 2K 1,700 cheaper than Messi Rafinha is, so it's possible people will see the 19-point floor last match. He was one of the only players who didn't get on the score sheet for Brazil against Korea. So I guess he still hasn't gotten on the score sheet yet with a goal or assist. But split set pieces for Brazil, I think people will look at Rafinha just because he's cheaper than Messi and he still has upside. So
Yeah, definitely. It's a good price.
actually,
He's midfield.
I'm just gonna
What?
say he probably should have an assist, but Neymar stole it from him. I think it was Brazil's first goal. Rafinha crossed it across the box, and I think Neymar must have was given the assist because it maybe deflected off him and it went
Yeah,
to Vinicius or something
it
like that.
was it was like barely a deflection.
Right.
It should have been an assist for Rafinha, but yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if we're just looking at numbers, technically, probably Rafinha should have the 26 or whatever points that Neymar had from the last match. Obviously, it doesn't matter at this point, but just something to as a
So
reminder, like it's not like
who's
Rafinha isn't getting opportunities.
who's the best play or who if you can only play one, do you want Neymar or Messi?
Who's the best play? So this is tournaments, or he's talking
I
cash
mean, I don't
games
know,
here.
just in general. I mean,
I would play Messi over Neymar in tournaments if I had to choose. because
Yeah.
I think Neymar is going to be more popular, but I also think it's more likely that Messi that if Argentina score, Messi has to be involved, whereas if Brazil score, anyone else can be involved. Uh,
Yeah, I'm with you.
like
And
Neymar, they had those 4 goals. I think he was on the field for all those 4 goals, but his goal was a PK. Obviously, PKs, sure, you can mark that down. But Messi takes PKs as well. And then again, that assist was a deflection. So, and he's cheaper, so 800 cheaper.
yeah, he's cheaper, and I don't really think Neymar has a higher floor.
Agreed.
Anyway,
No, I think we're on the same page with that. So at midfield in cash games, we plug in Neymar, we plug in Messi. You mentioned Vinicius in there. He's 8,200. He kind of, if you plug him in, he kind of hampers a little bit of everything else in your lineup. But even then, we still have to discuss a second midfielder. So if you go Vinicius, is there like a punt midfielder that you'd be looking at? I don't know, Brozovic is down here. Kovacic is down here again. But do you want the Croatian midfielders against Brazil?
no, I don't want them, but I'd be fine with it. Uh, yeah, I don't know. I'm leaning towards that construction of a third expensive, either Rafinha or Vinicius.
Mm-hmm. Do you ever did do you have a preference in cash games for Vinicius or Rafinha?
Man, that
I think it's pretty close. I mean, Rafinha has set pieces, but
I
I'm not
think
sure how
it's
much that
pretty close
matters.
too. I know it matters a little bit, obviously. Um, yeah, I don't know. I think it's a toss up though. I think with the price difference, it's pretty much a toss up. Um, but yeah, like I'd be okay with one of those Croatia mids. I don't know, 3,300 for Kovacic. That's almost mid price or Brozovic. The guy I'd want to play is probably Casemiro for 4,400. I think maybe you could get him in there too. I don't know. Maybe you can convince me. Maybe like this balanced route. I'd like to get up to Rodrigo de Paul. Are we sure he's going to play?
I
He seems
I
injured.
I think he is.
Okay.
Yeah, he completed half of the session on Wednesday. We're still waiting on an update. We're talking Thursday at about 11 a.m. Eastern, so we'll see what happens with that. So DePaul is right there, but Enzo Fernandez is also 5,400. He went 90 last match and appears healthy. McAllister also 4,800 right down there. So you have Argentina guys if that's a route, but I guess if DePaul doesn't start, you could also pivot because those guys are all close in price. But we should get an
Yeah.
update on DePaul coming up here.
Yeah. You could obviously pivot to any of those other Argentina guys. I just think that the two Brazil guys are better than all those Argentina guys, except for maybe DePaul. But I mean, like, so if DePaul didn't start and you had to play one of those other guys, I don't
Well,
know.
I
I feel
think
like,
if you're still looking at Casemiro and Vinicius, that's still what 12.6K, and then whereas with if you're going with a couple 5K midfielders, that's in the 10K range. So that still makes you have to punt somewhere else.
yeah, no, you're right. So who's the other 5K mid? Modric?
I think, well, you mentioned Casemiro, but Lucas Paqueta here
Yeah,
is
yeah,
5K.
he's okay too.
Yeah, I got to
Um,
point out it's not Paqueta, it's Paqueta.
yeah,
I've been saying that
Paqueta.
wrong, but notice it after a recent game that he also has the accent on the A, on the second A. So we've been saying it wrong all along, but now we got it. But he's 5K. He plays a little more forward than Casemiro. We got the goal last match. Went 90, so he's healthy. I mean, he was dealing with, I think, an illness in group stages. So, I mean, you had the Argentina guys there. If people want to go back to the Dumfries route at 5,500, that's there. Not sure you want to spend up on Perisic or Modric up there, but I kind of like this 5K range. Even Frankie De Jong, 4,200. So you got guys in this range. Um,
Yeah, you got guys, but I don't like him as much as you do. for
Okay.
cash. Um, I don't know, like Paqueta for 5K. I mean, it's okay, but he doesn't have like a high floor or anything. He's got upside. I don't know if that's
Well, if
the
you're
right move
considering
for cash games.
Casemiro at 44, then why not? I
Well, no,
think the
yeah, I
six.
just if I had the money, maybe.
Okay. So with the Vinicius, the Rafinha route, you're basically looking at center backs at defender then?
Yeah, I mean, is there any defender worth spending up for? I think that's the first question. Like, who would it be? Tell
Would
me the
you
best defender.
would you consider Daily Blend?
I mean, do you want Daily Blind as an underdog? I mean, yeah, it's an option, but I'm not jumping to play Daily Blind for 4,600.
Yeah, I just look at that matchup. The reason I'd consider it is because I'd argue one of the weaknesses of Argentina is their fullbacks. Uh,
Yeah, but how's he gonna score the points? I mean, like I'd like it better if Netherlands were starting like Veghorst or a striker at least. They don't even have a striker, so I just don't know where his floor points come from. But I mean,
it's
he's okay. Yeah, shots and shots assisted and like what else? I don't.
well, he's going to score again.
Yeah, well, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I I'm just kind of surprised. Maybe not surprised,
Defender,
but
man, there's not much, right?
no. Borna Sosa's 5,300. It appears he's not even going to be ready for 90 minutes because he's coming off an illness. So even if he starts, I don't know if people are going to look at him at 5,300, but uh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't see how you're playing, you know, Borna Sosa for the biggest underdog for like against Brazil, as the most expensive defender.
No.
Um,
So would you go first? Militao 3,800, Danilo 4,200. Is that kind of where you're looking,
I mean,
or you're
those
going
guys
further
too.
down? You're
I
going
think so.
further
Like
down.
those guys, Danilo and Militao are like the least appealing fullbacks you could ever ask for to play for Brazil. Seriously, I mean, like for DFS, they're just like, yeah, they're fine. They're fine just because they play for Brazil. But to me, I just play the cheapest Brazil defender. So Marquinhos, 3,600. Just if you can get up to someone else, that's fine. But that's just where I would start as a base. Then after that, I don't know. Can you sell me on anybody? You got Acuna here at 4,400. I mean,
I don't want Acuna.
I know I don't either. You just he's getting subbed almost for sure.
I don't think he's looked that good either the last couple matches.
No, I mean he doesn't like have that high of a floor too. He's just it varies so much his performances.
Yeah, I know we liked him. He came off the bench, I think, in that first match and maybe took a set piece or two. So we're like, oh, maybe he split a set pieces or something. I mean, then he went 90 and then it just hasn't been, he just hasn't looked that good.
Yeah, no,
Didn't,
I'm just seeing this guy's
right.
comment would rather pay more for Silva than Militao. I mean, I get it. Yeah, we saw Silva come up with an assist. He's he's in there for corner kicks. Militao though is also a presence on corner kicks. He's good at headers. But
I just
yeah,
want to
I
point
get your
out
point.
the Thiago Silva assist in this last game. I think they're already up 2-0 or 3-0. That was him just being lazy because the game was already over. I think Brazil
No,
had
not lazy. He was staying up. Like there was a
he
set
was
piece.
walking back. And he's like, I'm
Yeah,
not
but
worried about these guys.
well, the
And then
attack
the
wasn't
ball
quite
just
over.
fell
I don't
to
know. He was like waiting just in case. I don't know.
him.
Either
All
way,
right.
he was up there.
All right. Yeah, he was up there. I guess we'll call it that. Uh, so I guess according to the odds, we have Argentina clean sheet 36%. We got Romero is at 2,900. So I guess he needs a shout here, 2,900. for
Yeah,
second biggest favorite, cheapest center back, I believe, in terms of the favorites at least.
yeah,
Gavardiol is down here as well,
yeah.
2,600.
Man, Romero too, just a guy that does nothing pretty much. um, but yeah, 2,900. Yeah, Guardiol 2,600. I don't know. Timber 2,700. I mean, I'd play Van Dyke before I'd play Romero. I don't even care about the odds. I just feel like Van Dyke's more likely to get a shot on target.
Okay.
But I mean, yeah,
What's
I don't like defender. This is one of the this slate for defender. This might be the worst. This is one of the worst for sure. I mean, don't want to
yeah.
play any of these guys.
Yeah, basically the problem is that the two favorites, you weren't really playing these fullbacks anyway. I mean,
Right.
so it's almost like I guess because if you're getting Rafinha or Vinicius, even in cash games, just go to like the lowest, go to the low end. If you want Van Dyke, or if you want Gavardiol, maybe as your third team, like you
Right.
can, I guess you can do that.
I mean,
Um,
definitely play a Brazil guy and then just figure it out with the second one.
Yeah, Gavardiol, I mean, he's 2,600, but he's getting there. Only one foul committed each match, so he's not like one of these guys like Timber, who had, I think, six fouls committed in one of these early matches. So you're not at like in a range
Yeah.
to.
Vardiol was everywhere against Japan.
Yeah,
This is a
he's
tougher
he's been
matchup.
arguably one of the best or the best center back in the tournament.
Yeah, he's looked really good.
So yeah, I mean, as your third team, that's not the craziest thing to do there.
No,
Um,
it'd be fine if it got you everything you wanted.
So yeah, I guess if you went there, I mean Van Dyke. I guess it depends what you did with Van Dyke or Marquinhos here. Like you can, if you want to get to Martinez at goalkeeper, you can do it. If you want Alisson, it's a little more difficult because you're then punting two center backs, and then you're in like the 4K range with Thiago Silva, I guess. So if you want to make a lineup with Gavardiol, Marquinhos, Alisson, and Thiago Silva, then you can do it. Uh, Ryan's nodding his head here, like that's what he's
Yeah,
doing.
no,
So
that's like that's a similar lineup to what I'm looking at. Yeah.
it just feels weird to play
Feels
three
weird,
center
man, but
backs. When was the
I
last
don't know.
time you
Yeah.
played three center backs?
Well, I actually don't have three center backs, but
Okay.
that but actually that lineup that you're talking about, yeah, I could play that one. I just had Rafinha and Brozovic
Oh, okay. Instead of Casemiro.
and Silva. So there's no Rafinha and Brozovic
Instead of
instead of
Vinicius and Casemiro.
no Vinicio and the center back Silva. Casemiro for sure.
Oh, okay.
You
Brozovic
see?
instead of Thiago Silva.
Yeah, so there's a 2v2 of Vinny and Tiago or Rafinha and Brozovic. I
Yeah,
mean,
okay.
maybe yours is better. An extra Brazil guy, maybe. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. That's a right three center backs. I mean, can you imagine?
I'm just looking at this lineup like, what are we doing here? We
But I
got
just
we got four guys at 4,400 or cheaper.
so what are we missing here? What are all the sharp people gonna do? Play Rodrigo de Paul instead. Let's see. But then who's the other mid? I mean, I still feel like it would have to be Modric if you're going to do this construction. I don't know why else you would do it. I really don't know why else you would do it. I mean, to play a Netherlands guy maybe, but no, they're too. We didn't even talk about those guys yet. They're priced too close to the Brazil guys, Gakpo and Depay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I just don't know why you would do that other construction, unless you're going to play Modric and DePaul. Or pay up at defender, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm saying in all these shows, it's like it's for the most part, spending up at defender usually doesn't work. Hasn't worked in the World Cup. We
Yeah,
had
for the
Rafael
most part.
Guerrero put on 26 points.
Oh, and Delo, they both crushed.
Well, Delo did not crush because uh, he had like 6 points. Um,
6 points?
yeah,
No, no,
I
no,
yeah.
no. He crushed, dude. I swear.
He was marked for an early assist, and then they took it away from him late in the second half.
Oh my God, you're right. And I just realized that's what.
That's why you lost.
No, that oh my, that knocked my winnings down by an amount that it shouldn't have. Yeah, I had Delo and everything on my. It might have cost me the king of the pitch ticket on that on the 555. Oh man, I don't want to start thinking about that.
Yeah, I already
I
put
thought he
that
was
out of my
crushing.
I already put that out of my head. So, um,
I was like, dude, he got the second assist of the game right away. How did they
yeah,
take that away?
I don't know. I can't remember
Man,
who
what is
who
going on?
goal
We're
that
getting
was.
robbed. What is this nonsense? That was a clear assist. I mean, I like watched it to make sure. Did it like it must have like grazed grazed the shoe of one of the defenders or something.
I'm just still giving it to him. I don't know what happened here.
Dude, I'm starting to get upset. Seriously, like
DraftKings
it wasn't even in my mind that that could be taken away.
DraftKings
I
closed the contest without an assist,
dude,
6.7 points.
dude,
I,
I
s-
can picture the goal.
I just went on
Probably cost me
FOTMob and it said he
thousands.
had the assist.
He did. Don't you remember? It was just a low cross on the ground and Ramos tapped it in from like 2 yards out.
Yeah, what the heck? Did Opta take it away, then give it back to him after DK closed the contest? Are you kidding me?
Man, I don't want to think about it.
Well,
I
SofaScore
was
doesn't have
wondering
it.
why. I was
PopMob
wondering
has it. I
why.
don't know.
Yeah, I
I
don't
don't,
know. I was
will we
wondering
ever figure
why.
this out? Oh man. Well, that's stupid either way.
Got to forget about it. Got to forget about it.
All right, so this slate back to Friday's slate. Yeah, so we kind of went through. I mean, what you asked what the sharp move was, but I don't know what is. I think the sharp move or everyone's move will probably be what you're saying. Just plug in. You want more of the Brazil pieces. You want more of the like if you can get Vinicius and Rafinha in your team rather than a bunch of 5K midfielders, you probably do that, right? I mean, I think that
Yeah,
seems like the move. So,
definitely.
all right.
Oh, I
So,
just figured out the move. Maybe. Oh no, that's not the move. I was
I
gonna
guess we
say
didn't
you can actually get four of them in. You
like
play Vinny
Rafinha and
and
Vinicius.
Rafinha, but then you have to fade Neymar.
Fade, okay. Fade Neymar. All right.
No, okay. Well, I don't know. You could play all the other guys:
Yeah, you
Messi,
could do that.
Richarlison, Rafinha, Vinicius.
That's right. I
Anyway,
forgot
we're not
forgot
going to
about
do that.
Richarlison.
We're not going to do that. Or you could
Uh,
play a Netherlands forward, Gakpo, Depay.
for goalkeeper, do you want a 5,800 for Alisson? Do you want it like we're trying to work up ways to get to plug in these cheap center backs? You want to get up to Alisson at 47% clean sheet?
Um, maybe, maybe not. Like, yeah, I'd like to, but also in that construction we were just talking about, all you have to do is not play Allison, and then you could play Rodrigo de Paul instead of,
Instead of like
you know,
Brozovic.
yeah, instead of Thiago Silva, or like, yeah,
Yeah.
you could just play Nopert or even all the way down, but I'm probably not going to do that. I don't know.
Yeah, so would you want Alisson and Brozovic or I don't know, Livakovic and Nopert or Rodrigo de Paul? Does anything stand out? Probably. I mean,
Um, Probably would want Allison. I mean, I think it's finally time we start calling him Livakovic after he made all those PK saves. We've been too long with the Livakovic. I think I think
wait, Livakovic is wrong.
I think Livakovic is way off. I mean, every match I've watched, they say Livakovic.
You know what?
Every match,
Based off,
Livakovic, man, he saved a bunch of penalties. Yeah, I mean, you could play him, but it's risky.
honestly, I think I'm saying Perisic. I'm saying Kovacic wrong. I'm saying all these guys' names
No,
wrong.
those are both right.
No, no, they're saying Kovacic or something else. It's not Kovacic. Like we watch all these
Yeah,
Premier League games, and the Premier League announcers call him Kovacic, but it's been Kovacic, I think.
yeah. I guess some say it different.
Whatever. So, Ellison is 47% clean sheet. So, is there any thought to Livakovic here? Livakovic?
Livakovic.
Livakovic here at 3,700? Are
I
you plugging
mean,
it in for tournaments or?
for tournaments, I think it's for tournaments. I'm okay with it. I'm not going to do it for cash games. I don't really think it's necessary. Um,
I
for
guess any of
tournaments,
these
it seems okay.
goalkeepers are in play. I don't hate any of them.
No, I don't either. You're just, uh, you're playing with fire with these cheap keepers. As Jordan always says, you're playing with fire. I mean, they can get you some saves and they can score you negative. Do you want that in your cash lineup? Is it worth to get up to whoever you're getting up to? I don't know. I kind of like the win and clean sheet with Allison, although a clean sheet's not guaranteed, obviously.
Are you playing with more fire if you go with Livakovic?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I'd be fine with Nopert. I'd be fine with Nopert in cash because to me that game is much closer to a pick 'em, and he's unlikely to get, uh, they're unlikely to get crushed.
Right. All right. So how are we gonna win the 20K here? We already talked early on. We talked about rather fade Neymar than Messi, but what if we faded both of them? Do you think that's reasonable, or is that too crazy?
That was what I was gonna bring up as well. I think it's okay, but you just have to make a lineup that makes sense. It's got to have goals. Obviously, you're fading the two guys with the highest floors, but that's okay because they're the most expensive. So, a couple Brazil guys. You could use those Netherlands guys that nobody's going to use. You could use another Argentina forward. So there's actually a lot of options. You're just going to need goals from all of them, and but yeah, it's a way to get different. That's the most important thing. Might be unlikely to happen, but it's tough to get different on these two game slates, especially this one. This one, where everyone's going to be on Brazil and then Messi. Yeah, I guess the other way. I don't know. Like, what do you think? Do you think people are going to play these Netherlands forwards? We still haven't even talked about them. Gakpo, Depay. Who's going to be higher owned out of those two
You got to think it's Depay.
after the game against U.S. Right?
I mean, Americans watch
Gotta
that
be.
game,
Yeah,
and
I agree.
Depay
So it's got to
was
be Depay.
Gakpo was just, I don't know if I want to say non-existent, but he just never seemed to be in a position where he was going to score. Whereas Depay always had the ball on the counter. They were looking towards him, and Gakpo was just kind of off.
Yeah, yeah. No, I'm with you. Yeah, and I'm with you.
I mean, you look at
Um,
it, one shot, no shots on target. He did have 4 shots assisted, but still.
so I don't know. You got any thoughts on those guys for tournaments?
Yeah, I think it's the same as, I mean, we talked about on the top. I think it's the same as that USA match. I mean, you can see where Netherlands score off the counter. It's not like Otamendi is a spry chicken here, 34 years old, at the end of his career playing at Benfica. Romero's not really a speed guy either, so I wonder if, I mean, how much it maybe. Actually, I'm looking at this lineup. So in that Argentina Australia match, I'm pretty sure Argentina went to a 3-4-3 kind of a thing in the second half. and I think there's a chance they go to a 3-4-3 in this match because they brought off Acuna. Wait, who did Lissandro come on for? Lissandro came on for someone in the 50th minute. Came on for Papu Gomez in the 50th minute, and I think they went to like a 3-4-3 at that point. I think there's a chance they do a 3-4-3. Does that change your thoughts on playing, I guess, the possible wingbacks for Argentina, or change anything else like in that range?
Um, yeah, I mean, I would like those defenders for tournaments if they were wingbacks. Yeah, I think they'd have some upside for
Yeah,
sure.
I saw before the Australia match there were writers talking about possible 3-4-3 because like without Di Maria, now Di Maria's apparently healthy again, so that maybe makes this point moot. But because without Di Maria, they didn't really like who was there. I mean, Papa Gomez started, now he's hurt, but so they suggested maybe a 3-4-3 would help. So something to keep an eye on. But again, I mean, this is the late match, so you can't really project that. Is kind of the downside of this. So
Right. Maybe we'll get a leaked lineup, but maybe not.
but yeah, back to that point. Like, sure. I mean, Depay. I mean, he's not going to be popular. Gakpo's not going to be popular. 7,500, 7,700, as you said. They're
That's what
in.
I'm asking. Are they going to be popular? Because that's what dictates whether I want to play him or not. I know not popular, but
I mean,
relatively popular.
there's no reason Depay can't match what he did against the United States.
No, no, no.
Goal,
I just
21
think
points.
sometimes people will swap to those guys with this being the later game. At least some.
Yeah, to make
But
up. I mean, you still got the
yeah,
Brazil. Brazil's the first match, so the majority of lineups are going to be flooded with the Brazil attackers. So how much can they? Are they going to have the money to actually pivot there? I mean, that would mean
you
like
have to.
pivoting from Messi to one of the
Yeah,
Netherlands
it
guys.
would be pivoting from Messi and another guy to like one of the Netherlands guys and Julian Alvarez, or I don't know. So I don't know. You probably couldn't afford that, but yeah, I don't know. Do you want to play Croatia? I mean, that'd be a way to win 20K. Click Kramaric's name in tournaments. Just close your eyes and pray. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah, that's it.
Petkovic, no, that's one that just I can't. I mean, they should not. I can't see them starting Petkovic again. But I see him in these expected lineups. But man, he was
Well,
bad.
the other option they've been starting is Livaja, who
Yeah, and then
I
they
think he
brought
did.
Budimir
Yeah,
in.
Budimir was on, then he came off probably
They
because of
tried
PKs.
Vlasic in the first game. Man, they have no one. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I think
Everyone has pretty
Livaja
much
had
failed.
Croatia's only missed PK, I want to say,
Uh,
in that shootout, I want to say.
mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't really want to do that. Maybe
yeah, I
you
mean,
could
for the five
play.
times that those Croatian forwards touch the ball, it's just so difficult to play those guys. I guess you could think of it as maybe Perisic on the left wing going against Militao at right back. I mean, he's going to have some kind of advantage there against Militao, who doesn't normally play right back. So
Yeah,
I
they'll
guess you can
create
look at
some
it like
chances.
that. Yeah.
Or maybe the way to win the GPP is to play like a Rodrigo
Off the bench.
7,100 or something. I don't know, man. I'm just trying to think of. Did you see all the people that played Murata in the? Did you see Big T all his Murata lineups? I think he got second, third, and fourth in that last GPP.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone was calling me crazy when I started talking about the subs.
That was in the Premier League. Come on. we got
What's the
100
difference?
we got 120 minutes now.
Yeah, true. Anyways, funny though about that slate. So I made 20 lineups in that big tournament, and I had 4 Murata lineups when I was done. But then I decided I wanted to make a couple other lineups that I hadn't made, and so the Murata lineups I went back and sacrificed them all because actually why I did it was I was like, well, he's going to be too popular, so why am I even doing this? Like, it's crazy that we're to the point now where I'm thinking, well, he
The
might be
subs
too
are going to be too
popular, so
popular.
why even play a sub? And dude, he was 6%. That is insane. I mean, 6%. And obviously, most of that is intentional. That was the first match, so almost all of that is intentional. But, anyways, you could play a Brazil sub. I mean, stranger things have happened. The only thing it's hard with Brazil because you don't know who's going to come on. You know for sure Morata is coming on in like the 60th minute, which makes it a decent play.
Yeah, I'm just looking through the list. Like, you don't know about Anthony Martinelli.
You have no idea.
You
And the other
figure
thing
that
is,
Bergwijn will come in for Netherlands.
well, now,
If you want a really underdog out there, he will be sub 1%, I'd say.
yeah, I mean, nobody plays subs from underdogs. That would be a first. That's like next level. Next level now is you have to play subs from underdogs.
I mean,
That's where we're gonna end up at.
Bergwijn, it must have been with Tottenham that he got 2 goals off the bench, and I don't know if it's Champions League or Premier League. Bergwijn has
I
done something
remember
like that
that.
before. So,
Hmm.
all right. So, last thoughts here. How to win the tournament. So, you got to think that a lot of these lineups are going to be heavy Brazil. So, maybe you just go with you get maybe stack the center backs. Paqueta, Casemiro, get one of those guys. Pick out one of the pieces, maybe Richarlison. You think Richarlison will be least popular of these Brazil guys? He's 9,500. He's kind of in the middle range where he's below Neymar, but he's more expensive than the other guys. So Neymar may be less popular. So Richarlison, and then I mean, even with this lineup, you could still use Messi, or if you wanted to go like Alvarez or something like that, you can still go with Argentina guys, or just get the Netherlands counterattacking goal. I mean, there are plenty of ways to win this thing.
Yeah, I think there are plenty of ways to win this thing. I think just in general, if you don't play both Neymar and Messi, you should be able to do enough things to be different. Like, most people are going to play Neymar and Messi. So, like, if you fade both, like we mentioned at the start, obviously that's a tall order for that to happen, but it's possible with all these players. Like, there's a lot of goal scorers here and a lot of guys that can put up high scores. But if you just fade one, too, like, I don't know, that's already a start.
There you go. We're in the quarterfinals now, so let's get some goal predictions. I'm gonna go 2-0 Brazil, and then this other match 1-1 and PKs in that one. What do you got? You got any goal predictions for us?
Oh, man.
Putting you on the spot here.
I didn't even hear what you went, but that's fine. Actually, yeah, you went 1-1 in the second game.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll say. Well, I'm just debating between 2 and 3-0. So two or 3-0 Brazil, and man, I don't know. Like, this second match, I can see going a bunch of different ways. Just like both these teams to me, they're inconsistent. Like, they can play bad, they can play really good sometimes. They've been inconsistent in this tournament. I don't know. I'm feeling that. I don't know. 1-0 someone. I don't know who. Probably Argentina.
So you got a couple clean sheets. We didn't actually mention Davy Clausen here. He's 4,900. Are you going to look at him in any of your lineups?
Probably not.
Okay.
But he's fine. I
Me
mean,
either.
Yeah, probably not.
One of our comments from Lucas is saying Neymar and Vinicius is better than Neymar and Messi. I mean, sure, why not? I mean, cash games
Maybe.
still you got to go with Messi, but
Yeah, definitely in cash games. Man, I don't know. I'm having second thoughts. I mean, you put me on the spot with those predictions. I can see. I can see there being goals also in that second match. That match, yeah, is just too unpredictable for me,
I think
I guess.
I'm I'm gonna have to do the show tomorrow just so I can ask Jordan his goal predictions
Oh,
for the
he will be
matches
so
tomorrow.
annoyed.
Yeah, I got to do that just to get that reaction. But you got any other thoughts for Friday slate, Ryan?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Now we're just getting all these goal predictions in our comments, but I think that's all we got. So you can find
Oh
Ryan
yeah,
at.
I do have one more.
Oh,
I do
go
have one
ahead, go
last
ahead.
thought. Um, I don't know. People probably know this or do this, but you can play one of these cheap keepers opposite like a Neymar and Messi. It can get scored on and still be on the winner just fine. So don't let that like take you off of a construction. I don't mind playing the keeper against one of those forwards if you just have Neymar or Messi. But yeah.
Yeah, can't argue that. I would say Argentina seemed like a team that, at least so far, they're not just like blasting shots in from outside the box. They've been waiting for their moments to get their goals. And while Netherlands play to kind of make saves, Noppert has at least 3 saves in every game. I wonder how much that's gonna. Let's actually look how many saves Matt Ryan had last match here before we go, just to check this out. Yeah, Matt Ryan had. Where am I looking here? I don't know. I'll click on his profile here. 3 saves. Matt Ryan, 3 saves, 2 goals allowed. So, I guess. I guess.
Okay, well, how many did Chesney have in the game before that?
You think that was a different situation, though? Argentina must win?
I mean, yeah, but he had 9, by the way. So,
All right, good
um,
point. I guess that
no, no, no. I'm just saying,
the
like, just
Australia match is just yeah.
imagine the game is 0-0 into the second half. It's just Argentina pushing and people taking long shots here and there. I mean,
All right, now we're just getting comments not even about DraftKings. So someone's captaining Bruno Fernandez. I'm not sure what that means. Um, but
I didn't see that, but oh, I see. Yeah, Bruno Fernandez captain.
something's off here. Maybe this is so rare. I don't know. But you can find Ryan at Ryan Belongia. I am at Zdroik. RotoWire.com/soccer trial. Free 2-day trial. You can get this cheat sheet that I've been using for this show. And yeah, we're getting down to the remaining games. We will have a show tomorrow. As I said, we'll get Jordan Cooper on for tomorrow's show to talk about Saturday's slate, which should be fun. England, France, and then we got the Portugal Morocco match. But Ryan, thanks as always. Good luck to everyone, and good luck to everyone fading Messi and Neymar, and we'll see what happens.
Yep. Thanks, Adam. Good luck, everybody.